Last ball of the second day of this Bank of New Zealand Test match. Oh, that's a nasty one, and an appeal, and he's out. So a wicket off the last ball of the day. Steve Dunn has given his decision in favour of the bowling side. The batsman doesn't like it much, and he's on his way.
So Mark Greatbatch, the hero of the day for New Zealand, 16 boundaries in his 133. As we look at the wagon wheel for New Zealand's hero of the day, 133 he made, and you can see strong on the leg side there, particularly with Mushtaq Ahmed bowling into his legs. He was able to play him away for singles, and as he grew in confidence, fours straight down the ground, through the covers as well. So looking at New Zealand's score at stumps, dominated as Pakistan was yesterday by Javed Miandad, so Mark Greatbatch was the dominant force today. And once Blair Hartland was out, the middle order swept aside 5 for 62. Pakistan's bowling, well, Wasim Akram picked up a couple of wickets. So Waqar Younis 2 wickets towards the end of the day to finish with 3 for 56, and a long spell for Mushtaq as well. So New Zealand finishing day 2 of this one-off test against Pakistan with a lead of 40. I hope you can join us on One World of Sport for coverage of day 3. One Word of Sport in Hamilton. Welcome to our third day coverage of the one-off test between New Zealand and Pakistan. Yesterday, Mark Greatbatch, the New Zealand hero of the day with his 133. Yesterday, we also saw some sharp turn for Mushtaq Ahmed and a bit of variable bounce as well. Let's see how the Hamilton track is shaping up with John Morrison and Jeff Crow.
Well, we've had 2 days play on this pitch, another fine day in store. Jeff Crow, any signs of wear and tear?
Certainly on the third day there is signs of wear and tear. The pace of the wicket is slow, as it has been over the last 2 days, but we're seeing now the bounce, John. It's a bit variable at times, and certainly there's plenty of turn there.
Yeah, I thought Mark Greatbatch, that one kept a little low, and Chris Harris kept a little low. It's pretty tricky at that speed, isn't it?
Well, it is at that speed, and obviously too with the spinner at the other end working as well in tandem, it's a difficult proposition for the batsman.
And a few footmarks creeping in too, and they're only going to get worse, aren't they?
Well, that's right. Obviously with players rolling up and down the wicket with their spikes, there will be wear and tear. And certainly it'll get more difficult for batsmen over the next 2 or 3 days.
So New Zealand starting today at 256 for 8, Adam Perori and Danny Morrison looking to extend New Zealand's lead of 40. We pick play up with Wasim Akram bowling to Perori.
That's a big appeal for LBW, and that's the first wicket of the morning. Perori's gone. It's the 6th LB. The New Zealand team will not be delighted by that, but Adam Perori is LBW to Wasim Akram for 16, New Zealand at 257 for 9.
Yes, we're seeing here that famous block holder, as we call it, that Akram has the ability to bowl, and no doubt at all in the umpire's mind.
So 257 for 9, Perori leaves at 16, and that leaves Morrison and Owens as the last 2 New Zealand batsmen. That's a good shot from Morrison. That's his first runs, and that's a very good shot, driving Waqar Younis. That's it, that's the end. Younis gets one on line and has his 4th wicket, and the New Zealand innings ends at 264. A lead of 48 for New Zealand.
So New Zealand adding just 8 to finish with 264, finishing with a lead of 48 for Perori and Owens, the batsmen out this morning. Pakistan's bowling figures a wicket apiece for Wasim and Waqar this morning. Waqar finishing with 4 for 59 and 3 apiece to Wasim and Mushtaq. So New Zealand's first innings lead was 48. We pick up Pakistan's second innings with the first ball, Danny Morrison bowling to Amir Sohail, who was on a pair.
First ball, Danny Morrison strikes, and a double failure for Amir Sohail.
And a big blow for Pakistan. Not a good way to start the innings. There's Morrison from near the stumps, bowled this one. In fact, just cuts back a little. In fact, a straighter delivery. And Mr. Hal stunned.
Magnificent delivery from Morrison, and Pakistan lose their first wicket. No runs on the board.
Oh, that's racing away for 4, but it certainly wasn't meant to go there. It was a good ball. It was full. Had a bit of late swing, but Mustafa luckily got it through the slip cordon. 4 more, and that's the end of the over. 20 for 1.
That's a magnificent delivery from Morrison. Ramiz is gone.
Well, the batting woes of Pakistan continue, Peter. We're seeing here just pitched short, a little bit of movement. Ramiz trying to help it on its way. Going to that slip cordon there, 6 guys catching.
Really a frail shot from Ramiz Raja ends his innings at 8, and Pakistan are 20 for 2. Appeal for LBW. This time it's much closer. It's out. Asif Mustafa has gone. Morrison's got his 3rd wicket, and Pakistan are in real trouble now. They can't believe it. The Pakistan radio commentators looking for the replay. Here it is.
Here we're seeing here only a little way forward, ball pitched in line, just straightened. Well bowled, Danny Morrison.
Morrison delighted, 3 wickets for him. Asif Mustafa leaves with his score at 11, and Pakistan, 48 behind in the first innings, are 25 for 3. Salim Malik's out there. It's 25 for 3. And he's going to be out next ball. First ball for Salim Malik. Morrison's on a hat-trick. And that was the last ball of the over, so we'll have to wait a bit for that. But what an incredible shot for Salim Malik to play his first ball of the innings. Pakistan in desperate trouble, and he self-destructs.
We're seeing here, look, he bounced him. Instead of letting it go, he went for it. That's just undisciplined batting, but well bowled, Danny, once again.
So Sewer grabs the catch. He was never in balance. It was the first ball that he'd had. His form in the first innings wasn't staggering, and now it's 24 for 4. Pakistan are staggering.
And Danny Morrison has had a yarn with Ken Rutherford, who set the field for him. It'll be INZAMAM-UL-HAQ to face, a player who's been very much out of form on this tour.
Yes, indeed, and he's got to get some runs, and it's the right time here, but under too much pressure, young INZAMAM-UL-HAQ.
Now the hat-trick ball for Danny Morrison. It's not a bad delivery either.
And not a confident-looking shot by INZAMAM-UL-HAQ.
LBW appeal out. Gone. Javed Miandad is out.
And that is a big blow for Pakistan, the dismissal of Javed Miandad. He was the man who could have pulled him out. That delivery coming into the batsman, Javed Miandad, playing half-cock. Steve Dunn thinks about it and raises his finger.
The captain has gone for 12, and it's 39 for 5.
And his runs, Inzamam clipping it away off his toes. Lovely shot, well timed. In fact, it'll go all the way. So just over pitching, angling into the leg stump, and Inzamam well timed. And driving this one well. He's hit it very well, has Inzamam. Races away down to long on for 4.
Slow turn, but substantial turn. And Rashid had to try his luck against that and runs it down towards the boundary. And just over, helped over by Murphy Sewer. So 4 runs to Rashid. And there's Inzamam going for a big shot, hitting it well down to long on. And a 50 partnership has just been registered.
And Inzamam is past his best tester score, 27.
Inzamam's on 35. Rashid on 22. A very important partnership for Pakistan.
In the air and put down. Ken Rutherford couldn't take it. Inzamam.
Ken Rutherford normally have very safe hands.
Giving himself room and a bit of misfielding. So they get two as the Pakistan 100 comes up on the board.
So Inzamam working Sewer away for one. And with that single, he brings up his first Test 50.
This has been a very nice innings too. I'm surprised that it's only his first 50 in Test cricket. He's obviously done very well in one-day cricket. But he's looked the player. He's looked the player. He's got a lot of time to play his shots, and he hits the ball so crisply as well. He's obviously a great player of the future.
And out! The breakthrough, the crucial breakthrough achieved. Rashid caught in the gully by Ken Rutherford off Murphy Sewer.
It certainly wasn't a great shot. That ball just left him a little bit. He gave himself too much room, backed away a little bit there. And that's a straightforward catch for Rutherford in the gully, and that's a big breakthrough for New Zealand. That certainly puts the initiative well and truly back in New Zealand's favour. Not that it ever wasn't at this point.
119 for 6.
And great shot. That's 4. A little short and a little wide, and Inzamam just puts it away through cover point, and that's the end of another over, 123 for 6. So Murphy Sewer has picked up 2 wickets. And he's an example. It was a pretty loose sort of a shot perhaps, but very effective and timed very well, and it's 4 runs, so he's underway. No one really straight there at mid-off. And there we are, 1,000 test runs for Wasim Akram.
Oh, that's a great shot from Inzamam. If Patel drops short, Inzamam hits him for 4.
LBW's out. That's a big blow by Michael Owens. Inzamam goes.
Well, just what New Zealand wanted, and Michael Owens has struck for the Kiwis. As you were saying, Grant, he's a bit slower than what he was in the last innings, but his job to be accurate. And there we see a bit of seam. Michael Owens getting the line right, and Inzamam hit about off stump. And umpire Brian Aldridge says good night to INZAMAM-UL-HAQ.
Bowled him round his legs. Akram has bowled round his legs.
Well, Dipak bowling around the wickets, turning, and Wasim Akram not covering up his stumps, and bowled sweeping. He's used that shot to effect and scoring, but that was his downfall there. And another great wicket there for Dipak Patel for New Zealand. Wasim Akram for 15.
Well, that's a beautiful shot from Mushtaq. Not quite as much power, but striking through the ball beautifully with all the balance of a top-class batsman. Short, ambitiously stroked away by Mushtaq. He's playing some handsome strokes.
Danny Morrison in the air. He should be gone. He is. He's caught. He looked to close the face a little bit. It ballooned in the air, and at the 9th Pakistani wicket has gone. Ken Rutherford took the catch.
Yes, Danny Morrison once again amongst the wickets. Good delivery, that one coming into Mushtaq. Not able to get in line of that delivery, playing half cock. Gets bat on it, balloons in the air.
So Pakistan now 171 for 9. The new man, Aqib Javed, the number 11 batsman. Let's go back and have another look.
Morrison, good delivery, that one. Couldn't control that shot, Mushtaq. And balloons it in the air. Rutherford moving on to his right. Takes a comfortable catch. 5 wickets for Danny Morrison.
There we are, the DB player profile. Aqib Javed. Not too many runs there. Oh, an edge, but he's kept it down, and through the gap he'll pick up his first run. In the air, he's dropped. It's down. It certainly raced to Hartland. It was a catch all right to his right. He dived away. Let's have another look at it.
Good bouncing delivery, and just guides that in the third slip. A drop catch.
Oh, it's in the air. He's gone. Yes, it bounced and turned, and the last Pakistani is out. Aqib Javed just popping it up on the leg side, and the Pakistani innings comes to an end, and New Zealand have an opportunity of batting their way to victory in this test match.
Yes, a good delivery, that one, from Patel. Well up to him, flighted. Aqib not an accomplished batsman.
So for the third time in 3 innings, we have the situation where just one of the top 6 batsmen has gone past 50. INZAMAM top scoring with 75. A good hand too from Rashid Latif for 33. New Zealand's bowling figures highlighted by a test best for Danny Morrison, 5 for 41. The other 5 wickets spread around through Sewer, Owens and Patel. So that total of 174 left New Zealand 127 to win. They had 20 overs to get through to stumps. We pick it up with Blair Hartland facing.
Well, that was interesting because he went down underneath it rather than trying to get up on the top and play it. And the ball once again came from the helmet of Blair Hartland.
We're seeing here that he went down, but he didn't quite go low enough.
I thought it hit the helmet and then came off his bat. Or that it just hit his bat. Hartland tried to catch up with it. Must have been very close to the gloves. So they're taking the chance.
As we're seeing here, just a variation, which was a well-directed bounce of that over off stump.
Oh, it's up in the air, it must be out, and is the first breakthrough for Pakistan. Amir Sahel takes an easy catch at second slip off Wasim Akram, and Mark Greatbatch on his way.
Yes, well, both openers have been subjected to a lot of short pitch bowling, and on this occasion Mark Greatbatch got another one, squared up a little bit there, just didn't really know where it went, climbed on him a little bit too quickly there, and that's a very simple catch. Very important breakthrough for Pakistan.
And it's 19 for 1. So Andrew Jones on his way, and he's there because Mark Greatbatch has just been dismissed. 133 in the first innings, 8 in the second.
Yes, and that's a difficult ball to play, and unfortunately Mark Greatbatch's game is now over. Magnificent first innings century, battled hard again in the second innings here, but on this occasion just hasn't quite gone through with it. Simple catch there to Sahel. He's delighted, no doubt Akram is as well. And that could just put a bit of pressure on Andrew Jones too, who failed in the first innings and has struggled really to come to terms with New Zealand conditions since he's been back from Sri Lanka. And so he'll be under a lot of pressure, and a good test for him now.
No ball called. Good-looking shot by Blair Hartland. He stood up well and punched it off the back foot. And a very comfortable 2. It's Javed Miandad, the skipper, drags it in. There's 2 men in short on the leg side. There's a man way down in the deep.
Don't be surprised if this one is Yorker.
But in the air for away there, Mushtabar wasn't quite up to catching it. It was pretty tall order, but Andrew Jones will pick up 3. So Andrew Jones, batting number 3, shares the world record, and that was that marvellous partnership in Wellington. Oh, is that off the glove? There's a loud appeal. Blair Hartland's indicating that it came from the elbow. There's a bit of... well, Amir Sahel is not at all impressed. Javed Miandad is reorganising things out there. He's sending Wasim Akram back. That'll be very interesting to have another look. Blair Hartland indicated that it came from the elbow. The Pakistanis are not happy, but Javed Miandad has settled things down.
This hold of the wide of the stumps. Yes, gets it on the forearm. And
yeah, well, that shows fairly clearly that it's not out.
Well, he took evasive action again. Bowled him. Looked like a full toss, got through. And the off stump has been disturbed. Blair Hartland is out. And New Zealand are 31 for 2.
Well, the tactic worked. See Blair Hartland missing a full toss. And that was through a bit of pace. But Blair Hartland playing from the crease. He'd been peppered with some short deliveries. Always puts the batsman on the back foot, and the ball goes through the defences off Blair Hartland.
So he's out for 8. New Zealand are 31 for 2.
You see Blair Hartland missing that full toss in a way. And that goes the off stump. Yes, Blair Hartland was, in a way, I suppose, rattled after those short deliveries. Looked a bit out of poise at the end.
LBW appeal, he's gone. The night watchman is out. Danny Morrison stands there, can't believe the decision, but he's gone nonetheless. 32 for 3.
Well, another LBW decision. And he didn't get the bet on that. That was definitely out. Brian Aldridge didn't think so, and that's all that matters.
3rd wicket for Wasim Akram, and New Zealand 32 for 3. Wako Yunus is into the attack, and Andrew Jones has a run, maybe 2 straight away. Yes, 2 runs, in fact, to Jones.
Jones with runs. He's hit that very well. So the very last ball of the 3rd day, with the match beautifully poised, is played away safely by Andrew Jones. So the day ends with New Zealand on 39 for 3. A further 88 runs needed by New Zealand. Pakistan looking for 7 wickets tomorrow. The 4th day will start and finish this match.
So another destructive spell from Wasim Akram has reduced New Zealand to 39 for 3 off the 20 overs. Great bat from Hartland. The openers just going for 8 apiece. Danny Morrison out for a duck. Andrew Jones, a good man to have in a crisis there. He's 11 not out. As for the Pakistani bowling figures, a bit of a surprise that Walker was only given a couple of overs, but that very powerful spell from Wasim Akram, 3 for 15 off 10 overs. So there's plenty of cricket to be played before this test match is over. I hope you can join us on One World of...